Rejection! Ah!
What's up, everybody? This is Mothers of Roli BJJ. I'm here today with Roli Delgado from Westside MMA in Arkansas. He's the head coach there in the Westside MMA, also a former UFC and Bellator fighter. He's today with us to share some of his techniques and hang out with us for a little bit. So, what's up, guys? So, Roli, thank you first of all for being here with us. Tell us a little bit how you started martial arts and what your experience throughout your life in martial arts.
I started training when I was 15 years old, and I was training with Matt Hamilton, my coach and MMA coach. And as soon as I saw fighting on TV, I knew that ground fighting at that time was the best. Like, if you couldn't fight on the ground, then you couldn't defend yourself. And it was just right at the time the UFC was getting popular, and Westside MMA was doing its thing. And I just knew in my heart that Jiu-Jitsu at the time was the best martial art, so I started training.
Nice. Yeah, I had a similar situation. I done martial arts too before Jiu-Jitsu, like a foreign karate, and I was very confident with them. But then once I found Jiu-Jitsu, I was like, no way.
Yeah.
That's nice. All right. And how do you see Jiu-Jitsu seen today and in the past? Like, how do you compare? What do you see that has changed, and how do you see the future with everything that you've seen in Jiu-Jitsu?
Well, the sport, like sport Jiu-Jitsu, yes, that's what Jiu-Jitsu is now. You know, Jiu-Jitsu now is sport Jiu-Jitsu. So it's taken on its own life. And before, Jiu-Jitsu was seen as like the heart of MMA, and now it's developed into a sport. So I think that history repeats itself a lot, and I see the future of Jiu-Jitsu is going more like judo and being a very specific sport. And that's the big transformation that I've seen over the past 15 years. Is just seeing it go from an art that was used basically to promote MMA to a sport in and of itself. So now you have a lot of nuances, a lot of new positions, and that have less crossover to MMA. So it's really turning into its own sport, following the same path judo followed in, the middle of last century.
Right. Yeah, we are seeing that branching. So Jiu-Jitsu, more and more we see the difference between your sport Jiu-Jitsu, your MMA Jiu-Jitsu, your self-defense Jiu-Jitsu, and that's really important to know the difference, so you know what you're learning and what you're getting to when you're out there on the streets.
Sure.
Nice. And how do you see the use of Jiu-Jitsu in the future of MMA now? Like, a lot of guys are saying that Jiu-Jitsu is not that easy to use anymore to pass fights, to finish fights, but of course we disagree with that. But what is your take on that in Jiu-Jitsu in MMA in the future?
I think that the positions of Jiu-Jitsu are important in MMA, but the first thing you look for in MMA is superior positioning. So if you have the dominant position, superior position, you're going to have a better chance of submitting your opponent. And so the submissions, Jiu-Jitsu has some of the best submissions in the history of grappling arts, and but still you need to be able to work your takedowns and get into positions where you can submit people. And of course, being on top is going to help you do that. So you're not going to be a purist anymore and only fly the Jiu-Jitsu flag. You have a lot of people that are very proud of Jiu-Jitsu, and that's great. But the days of pure Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, now one thing that's made Jiu-Jitsu great is it's always been eclectic. It's always been eclectic. Maeda trained catch wrestling and wrestling. You traveled Europe, you trained in Japan, obviously with judo and Jiu-Jitsu. So from the very beginning, Jiu-Jitsu is always, you watch the worlds, you watch all the grappling tournaments, you see them using judo and wrestling, and even myself, I teach a lot of sambo and catch wrestling with the leg locks. In Jiu-Jitsu, it's always been eclectic, and it's going to need to be that way in MMA to continue to be really prevalent. But the submissions, a lot. Guillotine, never heard a set of guillotine up from side control. The guy gets the underhook, goes to his knees, and go then, rather than the guy shoots on me and I go for the guillotine, because now I'm reacting to him. So you have to be, positionally dominant to use your Jiu-Jitsu, in my opinion, finish, but he positionally controlled him, and that's MMA. You only have 15 minutes. So even though he didn't submit him, he won the fight, positionally dominating and getting points to the ground. And I think that a lot of the jiu-jitsu guys now are kind of going back and they're working so much for being a complete fighter, but and I made this mistake a lot in my own career, you know, you feel like you're way better than the guy on the ground, and you kind of need to, even if you're good at boxing, forget it, you know, maybe boxing you're here and here with the guy, but on the ground you're way better, you got to go for it, you got to get that guy to the mat, you got to take some chances to put yourself out there, and I think Damian Maia is finally like getting that in his head, and he's going out there knowing that, like, I don't need to be so much like well-rounded in the fight, I need to go and take the fight to the mat right away, and put it on the guy, and I think that attitude is, with his wrestling, his ability to do that, and I think that those are the guys that are going to shine at MMA right now from jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I was very surprised because everybody thought French wrestling would be better than Maia, but he was able to show that jiu-jitsu can out-wrestle a wrestler, which was incredible.
That's been happening now for a while. In MMA, the wrestling is very basic. So, yeah, like, you get out, it doesn't says, like, this guy's a wrestler, this guy's a boxer, this guy does jiu-jitsu. It doesn't matter. Like, once you get in MMA, it's all really raw. Jiu-jitsu is pretty basic, you know, wrestling is pretty basic, and the boxing is pretty basic. So, yeah, you can punch the guy in the face and he moves, and he takes the ball, like, it doesn't matter, you know, how long he wrestles.
So, Roli, tell us a little bit, what is your take on the difference between sport jiu-jitsu and self-defense jiu-jitsu? A lot of people out there might not know the difference, so you know you can know when to use each one.
I think the difference is the positions. You know, you're not going to find yourself in reverse half guard or you know, like even guard in self-defense. You look at your basic positions and your old school like bar, tight jiu-jitsu, and keeping control of the guy in the closed guard, and then like you know, Royce Gracie, all these guys used to talk about being a snake and finding the guy slowly, you know, and that's really important to defend against somebody who's being very aggressive. You know, like the first 20, 30 seconds, the guy's like, he has plenty of energy, he's trying to knock your head off, and you need to be able to tie the guy up and then climb from there, not play real loose, inverting upside down, you know, and relying too much on the gi grips. You need to play a basic, you know, closed guard game for self-defense. Of course, if you end up in a dominant position right away, then it's very easy. You know, if the guy falls down and you fall and mount, then it doesn't matter if you sport jiu-jitsu or self-defense jiu-jitsu, you're going to beat the guy. But if you end up on your back and you're playing like a really loose guard, looking for a fancy sweep or an advantage, like sure, you're not going to defend yourself. So I say go old school, basics jiu-jitsu, overhook, you know, bicep control, wrist control, and you just play the old school jiu-jitsu there.
Yeah, right. Besides, if you're in a street situation and you're playing from the bottom, after you get a few punches in your face, your jiu-jitsu is not going to be as effective. Your technique will not be. I mean, when your technique will help you to survive. So, but still, you don't want to be punched in the face.
No, you want to control the guy's arms, you know, and let the guy make a mistake in self-defense. You know, of course, you can make things happen, but when the guy's being aggressive, he's going to make mistakes. But you just want to get like a tighter control, have more connectivity with the guy. Like I said, for MMA, I like the overhook guard, head control, you know, defending from the headbutts, and then control the bicep if he's trying to punch you, jump a triangle, maybe sweep him with a flower sweep from there. But basic jiu-jitsu there. You know, when I was a purple belt, that's all I taught, and we won a lot of tournaments by team, just playing the old school close guard. And, you know, you can still win tournaments with that, but yeah, that for me, that's the old school jiu-jitsu for self-defense.
Nice. Well, tell us a little bit about what you're up to, what are your projects, and then what role you got in the future in Westside MMA.
Yeah, Westside MMA right now, my gym has been blowing up. Got a really good, strong jiu-jitsu team and a very strong MMA team. We're in Arkansas, so we built all of our fighters from scratch. We don't have like great jiu-jitsu guys, great boxers, great wrestlers coming in from all over. You know, nobody's coming to Arkansas, so we have a good community of people that we've grown from scratch. So we're good, strong, loyal students, and we're staying busy there. And for me, I've been training a lot of catch wrestling and sambo over the last couple of years, and I've got a bit of a reputation of doing leg locks and working with some really good people, you know, some half the same. So that's the main project now, is getting that DVD going and continuing to develop fighters. I love coaching, and that's it. Just love it for life, you know.
Thank you so much for coming on. Before we go, could you leave a final message to the youths of Jiu-Jitsu and martial arts in general? There's a lot of kids out there getting that dangerous knowledge that can be dangerous in the hands of those that don't know how to use it. What would be your message to the community, the youth out there that's learning all those techniques, so they can use that for the good?
I say the main thing is just find a good team. You know, you need to find a good leader. There's some really good teams out there. Cyborg for me is a big ambassador in the sport, and the people on his team are benefiting from his leadership. The same with GF team right now. The leadership they have with Julio is amazing, and I see that with Clementa, and you see with the respect for Rodolfo, Checkmat with Chase. These guys are very respectful. Find a good team where everybody's really respectful and supportive of each other, and I think that's the most important thing, that you get around positive people and find a good environment to train in. And I think if you do that, then you're gonna end up you're just gonna have a lot more positive things in your life and in your jiu-jitsu journey. So if you're on the mat and everybody's always talking about other people, and they're bad mouthing other gyms, and there's a bunch of people who can't train with anybody, then maybe at the wrong gym. Go somewhere where everybody's mind is open. You want to be at a gym where if a Sambo guy comes in and leg locks one of the jiu-jitsu guys, everybody doesn't go and try to murder the Sambo guy. Everybody's asking that guy, hey, show me what you did, and taking it in. That's the kind of gym you want to find. If you find that kind of gym, I think the rest of the question, being positive and not getting jiu-jitsu in the wrong hands, I think the community helps build good citizens. So you just find the right gym, find a good vibe, good attitudes, and you'll have a great journey.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thanks so much for coming to share this with us. Don't worry, we're not going away. We're going back to the mats now. We're gonna kayak back to the house, and see you in a little bit. He's gonna share with us some techniques. What's up, guys? We're back here in the We Love BJJ house. Roli's gonna share with us some techniques now, so let's do it.
All right, guys.
What do you got for us?
This is something the judo coach at Westside MMA, this is a series he's really good at. And you deal with a lot of people that are very defensive and stalling, and so they're stiff arming you, and you're trying to work in, and it's hard because they're really not engaging you. So something that he showed that I thought works really well is I open up the same side lapel, and I reach over his lead arm here. And now I'm going to kind of pivot like I'm throwing a left hook and crunch him in to bend this arm. So he's stiff arming me, but I can crunch it in, use my bottom 3 fingers here, pull that arm in tight, and my arm's going to go over his shoulder. And I can go to his belt or the back of his gi. That's not important, as long as I don't go around his arm or over his shoulder. Now, it's like an Uchimata, the ankle pick, but I don't ever actually do the Uchimata. I just hit him right in the quad with my hamstring. So I pivot in, pop his leg up, and that's the entry. So I don't actually throw Uchimata. I pop it, boom, picking the ankle. I want to make sure that when I do this takedown, that I don't fall, that I maintain control and pick the ankle. That way, I can come in, feeding a nice grip, and hopefully finish with a leg lock, controlling his knee, just scooping, keeping my toes pointed out, closing the elbow. Good, to finish. Okay, one more time. You can just do it to the pass, of course, but he gets in, he's playing long, he's not letting me get in, so I break his elbow down, and then I control his posture here. Kicking the thigh, kicking the ankle, boom, he's down, the leg comes up, feeding the toes into my armpit, jacking it up strong, cupping the knee, scoop. And now when I fall on my side, he'll tap before I even get an opportunity to really arch. See, I'm not even arching, and he's having an attack. Nice. All right, so that's a nice little attack you can use when a guy doesn't really want to fight. He's just standing back here, defending you, break that arm down, create an angle. Big key here is that. Right above his knee, your hamstring. 1, 2. Put the curve of that foot behind the heel. 1, 2. All right. Hope you guys enjoy.
That was nice, very nice, guys. And what about, that was good for, you can use with the gi, Do you have anything for us in no-gi? You guys would like to no-gi or for your MMA?
Yeah. Something I do a lot no-gi wise is I control the distance, kind of like the guy was doing last time. I like to get wrist control. Sometimes I give the guy my wrist so he'll grab it, and then I'll replace it and take mine. So he grabs my wrist, hold it as strong as you can. I block it, I turn my thumb, and I bend my knees and my elbow. Hold it as tight as you can. Here, I turn my thumb safe, bend my knees, boom. Now I've got his wrist, and I post on the shoulder. Now, this isn't for gi, this is no gi. I post on the shoulder. 9 times out of 10, he clears the shoulder first. It's a mistake. So I post on the shoulder. When he clears, I go behind him. Finger grips, just the fingers. And I want my spine. I'm not jumping for the back. I want my spine behind him. Finger grips. Now, this elbow's going to chop, not at his hip, just under his hip. And I'm going to shove my shoulder down his spine.
That was a good throw. Let's do it again.
Yeah. So, if I can grab his wrist, that's great. But normally, my grip breaks are really good, so I give him my wrist. It doesn't matter how strong he is. When I block it and I turn my thumb down, I just control the wrist. Then my knees, my wrist comes right out, and I replace it. And then I post on his shoulder right away. Now I'm controlling him. And when he does that, and I'm expecting him to windshield wiper this arm, I take a step and I drag. And then as I drag, this arm's going behind him, reaching for his hip. Now, I got this S grip here. I collapse my elbow down, and I run in this direction. And I use my shoulder and his spine as I chop this thigh. For the takedown. Right. So that's good for group fighting and no-gi wrestling there. Kind of work that with your no-gi game.
Nice, guys. Well, thank you so much, Roli, again, for coming here and sharing your knowledge with us. It was a pleasure. You're always welcome. Anytime you come back to Miami, you're welcome to come. I hope you guys enjoy our first episode, and we will see you again next month. Train hard and take care.
Bye, guys.
Who wants to roll?
I hate these people. Will you stop doing?
You guys be rolling for like 15 minutes almost.
It's the first time we ever trained.
15, that was good. It was a nice flow. Alright, who's next?